Your doctor gave you gabapentin for neuropathy. You took it religiously for months. You're still waking up at 2 a.m. with burning in your feet, still reaching for the furniture when you stand still, and still watching your life shrink while these side effects just keep piling up. Here's what nobody told you. Medication doesn't fix neuropathy. It just masks the alarm while your nerves keep dying. Today, I'm going to show you the actual protocol that reverses nerve damage without drugs and surgery. By the end, you'll understand exactly why everything you've tried so far has failed. Because right now, you're hemorrhaging money on treatments that don't work. Every month you wait, more nerve fibers die, and some damage becomes permanent. The medical system has convinced you this is just how life is now at your age. Your spouse is watching you disappear. Your kids have stopped inviting you places, and you're terrified you're becoming the burden you swore you'd never be. What I'm about to share with you is the exact 3-part protocol we use in our clinic to help patients eliminate neuropathy symptoms, often as in little as 90 days without a single prescription or surgical referral. This isn't experimental. It's not wishful thinking. It's rooted in how nerve damage actually happens and how the human body actually heals when you give it what it needs. But here's the reality. If you keep doing what you're doing, taking medications that numb the signal without fixing the problem, waiting for just magically get better, or believing surgery is your only option, you will lose more function. You'll lose more sleep. You'll lose more of the life you used to have. Because neuropathy doesn't plateau, it progresses unless you intervene at the root cause level. I had a patient come in last year, 67-year-old woman, retired school teacher. She'd been on gabapentin for 3 years, couldn't walk her dog anymore, couldn't sleep through the night. Her doctor told her, this is just diabetes, there's nothing else we can do. 30 days into our protocol, she threw away her cane. 60 days in, she was walking 2 miles a day. She didn't need a miracle. She needed someone to actually address why her nerves were dying in the first place. Why gabapentin and Lyrica fail 3 out of 4 neuropathy patients, and what that tells us about what's actually broken. According to a 2018 published study in The Lancet Neurology, only 25% neuropathy patients experience meaningful symptom reduction with gabapentinoids. And even then, relief is partial, temporary, and comes with cognitive fog, dizziness, and dependency risks. Let me tell you what that statistic actually means for you. Medications don't heal nerves. They block pain signals. Gabapentin works by calming overactive nerves. That sounds good until you realize it's doing nothing to restore circulation, reduce inflammation, or repair damaged myelin sheath around nerve fibers. It's like putting duct tape over your check engine light and calling it a repair.
There, problem solved.
Every case of neuropathy comes down to 3 things: dying blood vessels that aren't feeding your nerves, chronic inflammation that's attacking nerve tissue, and nerve compression or degeneration that's cutting off the signal. Pills don't restore blood flow. They don't grow new capillaries. They don't decompress nerves. So of course, they don't work long term. You might have noticed your neuropathy started in your toes, and now it's starting to creep up your foot. Or it was just numbness, and now it's burning, stabbing pain. That's because untreated root causes don't stay static. They compound. Inflammation feeds more inflammation. Poor circulation creates more cell death. And the longer you wait, the harder it becomes to reverse. So if you've been on medication for months or years and you're still suffering, it's not because you're broken or untreatable, it's because you're using the wrong tool for the job. You don't need symptom management. You need nerve regeneration. And that requires a completely different approach. Why treating neuropathy is exactly like going to the dentist, and what happens when you skip the most important part. When you go to the dentist, they do the deep cleaning, the scaling, the professional grade work you can't do at home. Then what do? Well, they hand you a toothbrush, toothpaste, and some floss and say, brush twice a day, floss daily. This is just how you maintain what we just did. Nobody thinks that's weird. But when it comes to neuropathy, most doctors do the treatment and then nothing. No home care, no maintenance plan, no bridge between appointments, and they act surprised when the patient regresses. The treatments we do in office, advanced red light therapy, infrared photobiomodulation therapy, nerve stimulation protocols, hyperbarics, these create the foundation. They jumpstart circulation, calm inflammation, wake up dormant nerve pathways. But nerves don't heal in a single session. Nerve regeneration is a biological process that takes weeks, sometimes months. If you're not supporting that process at home between appointments, you're just leaving results on the table. Home care serves 2 purposes. Number 1, It accelerates the benefits of what we do in the office. You're not waiting 6 days between treatments to see progress. You're compounding improvement daily. Number 2, it serves as maintenance once you're symptom free. This isn't a lifelong dependency on doctor visits. This is you taking ownership of your nervous system health the same way you take ownership of your dental health. Brush your teeth twice a day, do your home care daily. Simple. If your current treatment plan doesn't include a structured home care component, you're getting a half solution, and half a solution equals 0 results. And it's why you're still in pain. The 3 therapies that don't just manage symptoms, they create the environment your nerves need to regenerate. And you need all 3, not just one. A 2021 study in photomedicine and laser surgery found that red and near infrared light therapy stimulates angiogenesis, the creation of new blood vessels, and increases ATP production in nerve cells by up to, get this, 150%, accelerating healing and reducing pain in diabetic neuropathy patients. Let me break down what that means in real terms. Therapy number 1, red light and infrared photobiomodulation. Your nerves need oxygen and nutrients to survive, but in neuropathy, the teeny tiny blood vessels that feed your nerve endings, capillaries, start dying off. No blood flow means no fuel. No fuel means dying nerves. Red light therapy and infrared light work at the cellular level to stimulate something called angiogenesis. It's the growth of new blood vessels. It's like laying a new supply lines to a starving army. Suddenly, your nerves have what they need to repair themselves. This isn't heat therapy or a massage. This is mitochondrial level energy restoration. Therapy number 2, vibration therapy at specific frequencies. Neuropathy doesn't just cause pain and numbness, it scrambles your nervous system ability to sense vibration, pressure, and position in space, which is why you feel unsteady, why you reach for walls, why you're terrified of falling. Vibration therapy, especially at targeted frequencies, stimulates something called Pacinian corpuscles. These are deep nerve receptors that tell your brain where your body is in space and whether the ground is stable. When you retrain these receptors, balance improves, gait normalizes, and that fear of falling starts to fade. You're literally teaching your nervous system how to sense properly again. Anti-inflammatory nutrition and supplementation. Now here's what nobody wants to hear, but everybody needs to, okay? You can do all the therapies in the world, but if you're eating foods that create chronic inflammation, you're pouring gasoline on a fire and wondering why it won't go out. Sugar, refined carbs, vegetable oils, these spike blood sugar and inflammatory cytokines, which directly damage nerve tissue. Now on the flip side, specific anti-inflammatory nutrients and supplements, things like alpha-lipoic acid, B vitamins, omega-3s, curcumin, actively reduce nerve inflammation and support myelin repair. This isn't eat healthy and hope. This is targeted, evidence-based nutrition designed to shut down the inflammatory cascade, destroying your nerves. Now, here's why you need all 3 and not just one. Circulation without vibration retraining means you're feeding nerves that still don't know how to fire. Vibration therapy without inflammation control means you're retraining a system that's actively being attacked. Inflammation without circulation restoration means you've stopped the damage, but you're not rebuilding. These 3 work synergistically, and that's why they're non-negotiable in our protocol. If your current treatment only addresses one of these 3, or worse, none of them, you're not getting the complete protocol. You're getting piecemeal symptom management, and that, again, is why you're stuck. Now, if you're sitting here thinking, well, this makes sense, but I have no idea how to actually implement this in my own life, I want you to know you're not expected to figure this out alone. This is exactly why we create our neuropathy protocol. We do advanced therapies in office, the red light, the infrared, the nerve retraining, and we send you home with a structured care plan, the right supplements, the right nutrition guidelines, and the right accountability to see this actually through. If you're in the Quad City area, or if you want to explore our virtual neuropathy program, the link is in the description. We'll walk you through exactly what's causing your neuropathy and what it takes to reverse it. No guessing, no more just throwing money at treatments that don't work. Why the medical system has convinced you that neuropathy is a life sentence, and what the science actually says about nerve regeneration. A 2019 review in Neurotherapeutics found that peripheral nerves have a regenerative capacity of 1 to 2 millimeters per day under optimal conditions, meaning that when circulation is restored, inflammation is controlled, and mechanical compression is addressed, even chronic neuropathy can show measurable improvements within weeks. Somewhere along the way, the medical establishment decided that neuropathy is irreversible. They'll tell you you have nerve damage is permanent. Here's some gabapentin, learn to live with it. But here's what that actually means. We don't have a drug or a surgery that fixes this, so we've decided that it can't be fixed. That's not science. That's the limitation of the toolbox that they're working with. Peripheral nerves, the ones affected in neuropathy, are designed to regenerate. They grow back at about 1 to 2 millimeters per day when you create the right environment. The problem isn't that your nerves can't heal. The problem is that the conditions that killed them in the first place are still present. You're trying to grow a garden in poisoned soil and wondering why nothing's sprouting.
This doesn't make any sense.
Nah, nothing makes sense here, man.
Every single patient we've helped reverse their neuropathy had one thing in common. They stopped believing the lie that this was permanent. They stopped accepting managing it with medication as the final answer, and they started asking, what do my nerves need to heal? When you shift the question, the solution becomes obvious. If you've been told your neuropathy is permanent, what you've actually been told is this: I don't know how to help you. That's not the same as you can't be helped. And the moment you understand that distinction, everything changes. So let's recap what we've covered. Medication fails 75% of neuropathy patients because it doesn't address root causes. It just numbs the signal. Neuropathy treatment without a home care component is like getting your teeth cleaned and never brushing again. It doesn't last. The 3 therapies that actually reverse nerve damage are red light and infrared to restore circulation, vibration therapy to retrain nerve signaling, and anti-inflammatory nutrition to eliminate the fire. And finally, neuropathy is not permanent. Your nerves can regenerate when you create the right environment. But here's the real question I get all the time: how long does this actually take? How do I know if my neuropathy is too far gone? Well, that's exactly what I'm going to cover in my next video. Now that you understand what a real neuropathy protocol looks like and why everything you've tried so far has failed, you need to know this: how to tell if your neuropathy is still reversible, or if you've crossed the point of no return. In my next video, I'll show you exactly how to assess your own case and what timeline you're looking at for real results.